Alright, let's get to it. Hello everybody, welcome back to my series of Ninjago episode review live streams. In today's stream we are going to be talking about episode 74 of Ninjago entitled Lost in Time. And Waffle is currently trying to navigate the desk, so we'll just let her do her thing as we kind of break down what we do here. Welcome everyone joining us today. Hopefully you are all doing well. Final episode of Hands of Time today. We're going to be covering that, and then we will finally be done with the season. So yeah, that's sure to be exciting. In case you guys have not been here before, you're just joining us for the first time, let me explain how these streams work. We stream Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time, with an episode review and a Q&A. We will update this day by day. If there's ever a day where I can't stream, I will let you guys know via my community tab. In the meantime, though, we are back here today. It's Thursday, yeah? Yeah, so it's Thursday. We got one more stream this week following this one. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the Ninjago movie. I feel like that would be a good way to round out the week. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. In terms of a drink, we have blue Gatorade. Not a red one this time, but a blue one. So that's always fun. And take a sip of that before we get started. But yeah, in this episode review, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be letting the episode images run in the background as I break down the plot, then I'll talk about the good and the bad, and then finally we will give the episode a score out of 10 and compare it to my original score from 2017 when I first reviewed Hands of Time and this episode in particular. So let's go ahead and get to it. A lot to talk about here. The plot is fairly extensive and quite long, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it. After we get done, usually about 20-25 minutes in, we will switch over to Q&A and talk about basically whatever you guys want to chat about. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let's go ahead and start this episode review. So, the episode continues basically where the previous episode left off. The portal closes, Rei and Maya pretty much meet the ninja, and they all basically catch up with what's going on. Kaya, Nia, and Wu follow to Chronix and Crux through the vortex, and who knows when in time they are right now. We then cut to Chronix and Crux on the Iron Doom, and they're talking about where they're going to be going. Turns out they're going to be traveling back in time about 40 years to try to alter the events of that original battle between the Elemental Masters and the Hands of Time. So they're basically going with the classic, change anything, change everything motif that was kind of introduced within season 2 of Ninjago way back when they time traveled for the first time. But yeah, those are basically the stakes here. Kai and Nia are of course on board, and they're trying to figure out what they need to do. They're trying to figure out when they can get the jump on a Chronix and Crux. They do want to play it safe though, because again, change anything, change everything. The Iron Doom appears back in past Ninjago, and they start attacking the Elemental Masters. The Elemental Masters are super confused because in their perspective, they went away. Or Chronix and Crux just disappeared, and then here they are reappearing again. To them, it's only been seconds. For Chronix and Crux, this has been going on for about 40 years. This has been 40 years training and preparation for this moment, and now they're basically just going all out. The Vermilion army breaks out of the Iron Doom and starts attacking the monastery, and the OG Elemental Masters try their best to fight them off. I will agree, Jay's mom and Jay do have a lot in common. She's basically Jay, like in terms of personality. I can see where Jay gets it from. So, yeah, I hope they meet again one day, too. Yeah, this episode does introduce, speaking of original Elemental Masters, we get Jay's mom. She actually has some dialogue in this episode, so that's always fun. We have such other Elemental Masters, such as the original Master of Ice, a couple of other ones in there of note, but of course we do have Young Wu and Garmadon fighting off against a Chronix and Crux from the modern day, or at least, modern Ninjago, whatever you want to call it. You could argue that a Chronix is currently, this is only minutes for a Chronix as well, but, it's just modern day Chronix and Crux. But yeah, they basically fight back. The Vermilion end up winning though, and Kai and Nia are still not sure if they should intervene or what. They end up talking to Wu, who suddenly is conscious again, and Wu kind of, gives a vague answer in terms of what they should do. So Kai and Nia decide to join in the fight. They decide to help out, and they decide to, I guess, play it off like their parents, obviously. It's not like the Elemental Masters know any better. They try to play it off best they can, and they do fight off against the Vermilion alongside the Elemental Masters. Because Kai and Nia are very much, I guess, in tune with how to fight these guys, what they do is they try to show the other Masters how to take on the Vermilion, so basically rip them apart and prevent them from coming back together. So, oh yeah, for sure. You think they'd see ones look way older than they should be? Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the time twins for sure. Because one of them's 40 years older, one of them's just kind of, there. So, yeah, I guess that's that. But yeah, they do fight off the Vermilion. They try their best. We jump back into the present day, and the other ninja alongside Ray and Maya, they're just kind of waiting it out. I forgot to mention that as well. They're just kind of waiting it out to see what happens. Ray is obviously still hit with the time punch. It's not going super well, but we will soon see these changes, I guess, commence here, because what happens back in the past is that the Iron Doom ends up basically upgrading itself, kind of. The Time Twins kind of destroy the Vermilion Generals and use the snakes within it to kind of upgrade the Iron Doom. I guess it's kind of unclear how they did that, but the Iron Doom is somewhat conscious now. Again, it's quite confusing to sit and watch this episode because the Iron Doom starts talking. It very well could be all the Vermilion snakes inside just all together, but the Iron Doom basically gets upgraded to some capacity, and Chronix and Crux do get the jump on young Wu, and basically Wu yields. He yields in the fight. Kind of an interesting parallel to the first battle that we saw this season, where Wu took on Chronix. Chronix yielded in that battle, and now Master Wu, is yielding to Chronix and Crux. At least the past Wu. Kai and Nia get knocked away, and because of this, time has now been changed. We cut back to the present, and everything is different. Ninjago City is changing, and everything's just going back to what it was 40 years ago, because this battle was not won. Technology never advanced, and as such, a lot of modern day technology just doesn't exist anymore. And that includes people like Zane, who unfortunately have been turned back into his human form. Yeah, which is weird. You would think that he would just cease to exist because he was never human in the first place. You can also notice in that scene, Samurai X is also not there. So you can actually put two and two together. Samurai X is Pixel. It makes sense that she would not even be there. But why does Zane get turned into his human form? Yeah, exactly. I don't understand why that. Don't understand why that happened. You would think he would just disappear. But the ninja see this and ultimately decide, you know what, this isn't good. Hopefully, Kai and Nia can actually fix this later on. So back in the past, Kai and Nia decide to take advantage of the fusion dragon and decide to use that to fight off for Chronix and Crux. So that's fun. They try to use the fusion dragon the best they can, but Nia has a different plan. She decides to leave Kai alone with the fusion dragon and runs off to parts unknown. Chronix and Crux decide that this battle is pretty much useless at this point. They've already won, but at the same time, the fusion dragon is causing a lot of problems. So they decide to jump to a time in which the ninja don't exist, specifically Kai and Nia, and you could go back in the past to do that, or you could jump to the far future, and that's exactly what they decide to do. Chronix and Crux basically leave through a time vortex. Kai tries to stop them. It does not go well for him, and he ends up failing. And Chronix and Crux leave Kai, Nia, and Wu behind in the past to venture off to parts unknown. So Kai's obviously devastated by this. He thinks he's failed, but then Nia appears with the reversal blade, the one that was still left over in the past from when the vortex first kind of spit it out. It pretty much spit it out immediately, I suppose, and Nia ended up finding it. She fixed Master Wu, and they used the reversal blade to reverse that decision made by Chronix and Crux, and they are now back. So now they get a new chance at defeating them. Kai basically defeats them this time, or at least tries to fight them best he can with the Fusion Dragon, and they basically weaken them. This time, they are able to follow Chronix and Crux into the vortex and battle them there. So yeah, exactly. I don't really think they thought that through. Yeah, the chat says jumping into the far future just means that you'll have the descendants of the ninja and the masters to deal with. Yeah, they act like if they jump into the future, there's not going to be any elemental masters. They do know how this works, right? They know that there'll be, there will be different fighters that are there to fight them. Now, in the original ending to this episode, they do jump forward into the future and fight off future versions of the ninja, so that's fun. Or at least, future versions of Kai. But the battle is over pretty quick. So I guess they were kind of toying with that idea there. But yeah, it really wouldn't make much sense. It doesn't make sense to fly into the far future, and it's not like you're gonna. It's like, what are you expecting? Not all the elemental masters are going to be gone. There are going to be descendants and whatnot. So whatever works. That's kind of an interesting plot hole to think about. So, meanwhile, in the time vortex, stuff's going down. It's quite crazy. Kaya and Nia decide to battle Chronix and Crux on the Iron Doom, and Master Wu, being all better now, decides to take over as well. And they decide to, Master Wu decides to steal one of the time blades, drop off Kaya and Nia in the present along with a reversal blade, and stay on the Iron Doom to battle off the Time Twins. Yeah, in the original ending, they kind of drop right into Crypterium Prison 2.0 is what they call it. Yeah, I suppose it's not so much of a fight as much as it is, Kai outsmarting them. But, it still stands. This episode did not go with that original ending. So, but yeah, Master Wu decides to drop Kai and Nia off. They appear back in the present with the reversal blade, and Achronix and Crux and Wu are now seemingly lost in time forever, a good while. We know that Wu eventually makes it out. Where are Achronix and Crux? Who's to say? But Kai and Nia use the reversal blade that Wu gave them to heal up Ray. He's all better now, and they decide to give it to Lloyd. Time is fixed now. Everything's fully in place. Everything's fine, and Lloyd is now the master of the ninja team because after not doing anything throughout this entire episode, he is dubbed Master Lloyd and given the reversal blade. Master Lloyd, in his last line of the season, he decides to proclaim, "We need to figure out where is Wu." And he says it all dramatic like and whatnot. And that's basically where the episode comes to a close. Kind of wrapped up pretty quickly, and in a lot of ways it really didn't end because Achronix and Crux and Wu are still nowhere to be found. So yeah, we'll probably see that more in the Legacy shorts coming out sometime this year. There's supposed to be one talking about Achronix and Crux and their battle with Wu, so we'll see what that's all about. In terms of this season, though, that's pretty much it. So big question, are there 2 reversal blades or just one now? I am not sure. I'm not sure about that. So, if the reversal blade made Wu young, wouldn't that happen to Ray too? I think we'll explain that a little more in the Legacy shorts because we can see Wu battling the Time Twins in time, and he's getting progressively younger and younger in the trailer. So maybe it only made Wu significantly younger, or maybe it happened to Ray too, and we just didn't see it. You'd think we would see it if it would have happened to Ray. But yeah, with Wu aging backwards, that might also have to do with the fact that he's currently in the time vortex. Maybe those 2 things kind of crossed over and made him younger. Who's to say? Otherwise, maybe Nia just messed up in healing Wu, and Kai didn't. I don't know. Whatever works. Let's go ahead and discuss the good and the bad of this episode. So I got a lot of good to talk about here. A lot of things that I have written down because there's a lot of good stuff going on in this episode. First of all, big thing out of the way, the big history battle is what I like to call it. Going back in the past and fighting alongside the Elemental Masters was something really cool to see Kai and Nia do. I thought that was always a really cool decision that this episode made, to have Kai and Nia go back in the past and fight alongside younger versions of Wu, Garmadon, and basically the Elemental Masters that they're used to, except an earlier generation of them. I thought that was really cool. Of course, in the perspective of Kai and Nia, it would be super weird, but I still think that was a really cool battle, and I loved seeing younger Wu and Garmadon alongside some of the other masters. Some of my favorite elemental masters that we saw here were, again, the Lightning Master, the Ice Master. I think those 2 are the best ones. We saw some other elemental masters in that battle as well, but it was kind of cool seeing an original generation of elemental masters fight alongside the ninja. I thought that was super fun. I also really enjoyed Achronix and Crux versus the ninja on the Iron Doom. Kai and Nia take on Achronix and Crux one last time until Wu inevitably ends that battle, but still, for the time being, I thought that battle was really fun. We also get to see the Fusion Dragon again in this episode, and the Fusion Dragon itself does a lot more than what it did in the last episode, I'd say. It actually battles. We can see Kai using it against the Iron Doom, and it's basically the big climactic battle of the 2 biggest things of the sets for Hands of Time, basically duking it out on camera. You had the Iron Doom and the Fusion Dragon battling out. It's really fun, really cool. How did Baby Wu end up in the Sons of Garmadon's hands? I think what must have happened is Wu kind of popped out somewhere, and perhaps the Sons of Garmadon just happened to stumble upon them, I guess, or stumble upon Baby Wu, and realize that it is younger Wu, or they just used something to track him. Who knows? Somehow Baby Wu ended up in possession of the Sons of Garmadon until the ninja ended up stealing him back. So, yeah, that's fun. Misako had him. Did they capture Misako? They captured Misako, I know, in Sons of Garmadon, but was she always captured by the Sons of Garmadon? In that case, then I could totally see that happening. I could see that Misako would have been in possession of Baby Wu, and the Sons of Garmadon would have found Misako. But then the question remains, how did Misako get found by the Sons of Garmadon? It's really messy, but we'll find out more of that in Season 8, I imagine. Going back to some other good stuff that I enjoyed about this episode, I really liked Master Wu. I thought he was cool. After being fixed up by the reversal blade, he's actually really cool. He does a lot for this episode and does a lot to save the ninja. That's fun to see. It's fun to see Master Wu. She was captured by the Sons of Garmadon. Harumi said so. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I'm just not sure how they would have found Misako. Probably would have tracked her down somehow. Who knows? Harumi's kind of a meh villain, in my opinion. But yeah, Master Wu was cool. I liked him in this episode. I liked his sacrifice. Very noble of Master Wu. I also enjoyed the large stakes that this episode actually, presented. Time itself is changing in the future, and it's really messy. And the ninja need to do the best they can. In a lot of ways, it's very similar to Wrong Place, Wrong Time, in the sense that the future keeps on changing depending on what the ninja do in the past. Um, but yeah, it's even more so here. I'd say it's more at stake because all of Ninjago is changing, especially characters like Zane and Samurai X, who of course is not there, but no one really points that out. I noticed it. I noticed that Samurai X wasn't there. Probably gonna get some hate for saying Harumi's meh. I don't know. I think her motivations are kind of weird, but I like her as a character. I think in season 9 she's actually a lot better than season 8. And again, at the end of the day, it's just my own personal thoughts. I know Harumi's very popular. She's not an awful villain. She's just, I don't know. I have some issues with her, but overall, I think she's, a pretty solid villain. Just kind of in the middle, not good, not bad, but just meh. But yeah, this episode did risk a lot for Ninjago, and it paid off in a really big way. Also, we need to talk about the music, the cinematography of this episode. Actually, better than a lot of other Hands of Time episodes. This is the first time this season that I'm kind of mentioning the music, because this is the first time that I've noticed it. It's the first time that the actual score of this episode felt dramatic, felt like it actually added something. So, I don't know. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed how the score actually set up this episode, and again, made it feel a lot more cinematic, almost like a movie. In terms of bad stuff, I don't really have too much to talk about. My only big complaint in this episode is that the other ninja, alongside Rei, Maya, and Borg, and as well as Samurai X, just kind of sit around and don't do anything. But then again, what else could they really do? It's not like they could go back in time and fight off the Vermilion alongside Kai and Nia, and it's not like there are any Vermilion left over in Ninjago for them to battle, so what exactly are they going to be doing? Yeah, they're just going to be sitting around doing nothing. So I definitely don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that's perfectly acceptable. It's just my overall biggest complaint, but it's not the episode's fault. It's just the fault of the plot. There's nothing for them to do, so they're just going to be sitting around doing nothing, basically. Also, Lloyd gets dubbed Master Lloyd at the end of the episode, which I thought was kind of awkward placement. They spend the whole episode highlighting Kai and Nia, and then Kai and Nia come back and immediately praise Lloyd. It's like, all right, well, Lloyd didn't really do anything, but all right, that's fun. But yeah, overall, though, this episode is really good. Not going to be taking off any points for this episode at all. I thought this episode was really solid. And because of that, I'm going to be giving it a 10. You can see in my original score, I gave it a 9.5. I think I actually took off points for the other ninja just kind of standing around, even though that's really not the fault of the episode. Again, I do feel like I like to think that my review skills have improved since 4 years ago. Some of you guys have already started putting your scores in the chat. Thank you very much for kicking that off. Let's see what you guys got. A couple 10s, a 9, a couple more 9s, 7. 8 out of 10, not the best any Ninjago had. I wish all the ninja fought together for the final season before the redesigns. Yeah, I could totally see why some folks would want that. I don't know. This episode did have a lot going on, though, especially regarding Kai and Nia. This is their story, after all. So I can accept that, I can accept what they did here. Bunch of 10s, though. I see a 6. I'm seeing anywhere from like 6, 7 to 10. A lot of 10s, though. Overwhelming amount of 10s. I will say this finale was pretty good. Like, it's not the best finale ever, I do agree with that, but it's still pretty solid for the season. One of the best episodes of Hands of Time, I'd say. But that'll pretty much wrap it up for my review of Lost in Time, the final episode of Season 7. Thanks a lot for checking this one out. And that'll pretty much conclude our Hands of Time reviews. Thanks for you guys sticking it out with me. And I know Hands of Time has been kind of a mixed season, but I don't know. It was fun revisiting it. It was fun revisiting it and kind of checking it out. I hadn't watched Hands of Time in a while, so it was fun rewatching it, taking notes, and presenting the reviews, the updated reviews to you guys. I will say, yeah, I do like it a little more now. I will say it's been a minute since I've seen Hands of Time, like I said, and rewatching it, it actually wasn't as average as I thought it was. I still prefer a lot of other seasons over this one, obviously, but Hands of Time itself was not, I don't know, I would still consider it an average season, but I like it a little more than what I would do, or what I did back then. Going back and watching my original reviews as well was kind of a surreal experience because, again, I took off a lot of points for a lot of really weird stuff in those original reviews, and I kind of, I don't know how to describe it. In those original reviews, I would kind of just say a bunch of good stuff and then give it like a mixed score. Like I didn't even present any bad things. which was awkward. So I thought I did a little bit better of a job reviewing it nowadays, and that's partially a reason why I wanted to redo these reviews. I wanted to give these episodes a fair chance and actually explain what I actually felt was wrong with the episodes. But no, season 7 was okay, fun rewatching it again. In terms of what we're going to be reviewing next, because it is Thursday, we still have one more stream left of the week. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the Ninjago movie. We're going to be doing that tomorrow, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be something cool. We're not going to be reviewing Decoded. I don't have any plans to do Decoded, but we're going to be reviewing the movie tomorrow, and then on Monday next week we'll kick off Sons of Garmadon and re-review those episodes, which I'm looking forward to more than Hands of Time, admittedly. But with that being said, that'll pretty much wrap it up for the review. Let's jump over to Q&A. The review went a little long today, I will say, about 25 minutes into the stream, which of course is, uh, still acceptable. At the same time, though, it's like, we kind of stretched this one out a little bit, but it is the season finale. It's kind of like, it's kind of an excuse. We get to do it. So, but yeah, the movie tomorrow. I'm excited for it. How long will the stream go on tomorrow? Same time. I'm planning on basically running through the plot a little bit quicker for the movie tomorrow. Obviously, the movie is like, 5, 6 times as long as a normal episode. So we're gonna be checking out the movie tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. Um, Probably rewatch that later tonight. But yeah, we're gonna be doing it a little different. It's gonna be the same length. The stream's gonna be same time, same length. I'm just gonna bust through the plot a little quicker. Probably just give a general overview and then jump right into good and bad stuff. So. But yeah, in terms of Q&A stuff, if there is anything that you guys want to talk about, we're gonna let that go now until the end of the stream. Got about 35 minutes left, and now's the part of the stream where I can put my feet up and just kind of hang out. No, we're not gonna watch the movie live tomorrow. I'm just gonna be reviewing the movie as I would a normal episode. I would very much love to do like watch parties for every episode. That was my original intention when starting these streams. I wanted to like watch the episode during a stream with you guys and then talk about it like immediately after we get done watching it. But you guys saw how well watching Ninjago went during the during the 10-hour stream. So yeah, it's probably a good idea that I decided not to do that. Talk about Decoded. I don't know. Decoded, we can do a quick Decoded review right now. I don't have Decoded pictures, but I'll sum it up in like a sentence. It's not that good, in my opinion, but it's good for people, I guess, who are just joining the show after the Ninjago movie. It's good to get them caught up, but it's just basically useless for me. Really don't like it. Rip the first half of the 10-hour live stream. Fortunately, it was only like the first like 2.5 hours. We got the majority of the stream like still up on YouTube right now. I think the final runtime of the 10-hour stream that we uploaded was like what 7.5 hours or something like that. So now, unfortunately, we didn't get a copyright strike for that. They just gave me a formal warning. So, oh, thank God. Thanks for the formal warning. Thanks for the formal warning, everyone. It's not like you got people literally uploading the episodes like, without any changes or anything like that. No, that's fine. But thanks for the warning on my channel. Now, thankfully, we didn't get a strike. All seriousness, we didn't get a strike. With the YouTube strikes nowadays, they kind of restrict you from live streaming or even uploading for like an entire week, which is really dumb. Like if I get a strike on this channel, I'm basically out of a job for like a week. Which if I stop uploading for a week, you guys know it's because I got a copyright strike. Which hopefully won't happen anymore. I don't really see any reason for me to get copyright strikes. Lego basically, I don't know, they don't specifically target my channel. They do this to a lot of people, but it's primarily a reason why a lot of Ninjago channels won't use footage because Lego claims it and even strikes it down sometimes, even if you're using footage for fair use purposes. I think the most, I guess the dumbest example of that on my channel is my original ranking of the seasons video that I made like years and years ago. I ended up using footage for that, put a lot of time and effort into that, and it ended up being taken down by Lego, and they actually did give me a copyright strike for that, which was really weird. That was like a couple years back, so it doesn't really affect what I do nowadays. But still, that was probably the weirdest example of that happening, and it turns out it was a manual review. So somebody at Lego saw that video and decided that it violated their copyright and took it down, even though that video totally fell under fair use because it was literally a video of me ranking the seasons, providing commentary over the footage. So yes, that is commentary. That is under fair use law. Which, I don't blame someone at Lego for not knowing, but it's just I don't know. It's obnoxious to deal with. Luckily, I haven't been able to deal with that anytime soon. You know, I've been pretty safe because I've not been using footage. Do I keep the copyright strike forever? No, YouTube copyright strikes expire after 3 months. They pretty much expire after 3 months, and then you can go back to doing what you're doing. So. How can they strike you if it was under fair use? Yeah, exactly. The reason why I didn't, appeal that, because I totally had the option to fight that and actually have, YouTube look into it, or get the law involved in some way. The reason why I didn't fight back against that was because, again, the copyright strike really didn't do anything to the channel back then. It just kind of existed, and that was it. It really didn't, restrict videos or live streams or anything like that back in the day. But I didn't, fight it because I had already had another ranking of the seasons video up on the channel. So. you know, it really wouldn't make much sense for me to fight back against an older video that really didn't live up to the standards of my modern day content. It just wasn't worth the effort. And because copyright strikes didn't do anything back then besides exist, I decided to leave it alone. It wasn't really worth my time. Thoughts on Charizard? Overrated. I think Mega Charizard X is cool though. Why is the Chen minifigure legs backwards on the city gardens? That's just so that he can plug into the sign. It also, you guys have informed me that it also depicts, I guess, Lego figures kneeling. I guess that's a way to do that. Turn the legs backwards and now the figure is kneeling. I guess. To me, it just looks like his legs are dislocated. In terms of the score, we gave it a 10. 10 out of 10 today. What was my first 2014 Ninjago set? I remember getting some of the rebooted sets for Christmas of 2013. Honestly, 2013 Christmas was probably one of my favorite Christmases growing up. I just turned 14, and I got a bunch of rebooted sets. I got the Hover Hunter, the Kai Fighter, the Thunder Raider. What else did I get? I thought I got more besides that, but maybe that's it. I ended up getting all the rebooted sets eventually. I ended up buying the ones that I didn't get for Christmas that year. But no, I got the Hover Hunter, Kai Fighter, Thunder Raider. I think that's it. I also ended up getting a 3DS with Pokemon X and Y, which were out for a couple of months at the time. It was a fun Christmas. And speaking of Pokemon, yeah, they did announce a Pokemon announcement for tomorrow. They made an announcement for the announcement. So, yeah, unfortunately, that is like at 9 a.m. my time tomorrow. Really early, but I'll get up for it because it's going to be something big, I imagine. They're doing like a Pokemon announcement. You guys know I'm a big Pokemon fan. Can't wait to see what they announce tomorrow. Fingers crossed for Diamond and Pearl. And if it's not Diamond and Pearl, well, hopefully whatever they announce is going to be just as cool. I'm keeping an open mind. Part of me wants Diamond and Pearl. Part of me expects Diamond and Pearl, but I don't know. Part of me is thinking that they're just going to announce, like, Let's Go Johto or something, which totally would be okay, too. I just want them to announce a new Pokemon game. That'd be fun. Do I eat fast food? Not often, but I do dabble in, some of the Burger Kings and some of the Wendy's occasionally. Subway is probably the best fast food place or whatever, if you can even count it a fast food place. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Pokemon announcement tomorrow. Do I keep track of my Lego collection on Brickset? I used to. I'm not sure if I have an account on there or anything like that. I haven't used Brickset in a fair bit, so I'm not even sure how it works much anymore. But I remember I used to do that back then, like back in the day. I used to update it every time I would get a new set. Nowadays, I really don't use Brickset all that much, except to do research for videos and whatnot. Civil War or Infinity War? I don't know. I think Civil War is a little better than Infinity War. Um, First 2013 Ninjago sets. I think I got the Kai mech first. I think that was the first one that I got for the final battle. Season 8 images? Totally. We can jump to seasons 8 and 9 because they're kind of merged together here. So hopefully you enjoy the collection of Sons of Garmadon merged with Hunted. So, best movie ninja design. I like Cole's design for the movie, and concurrently the Ninjago TV series. I think Cole had the best design change. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming out this week. Like even this morning I woke up to a bunch of like really weird announcements, like that they're redoing like Transformers animated or something like that. They're either making a new animated Transformers series or they are reimagining Transformers animated, the series. I've seen a couple of different sources say different things. Either way, we're getting a new Transformers show that was announced this morning. I'm excited. Hopefully it's actually decent. I'd love to watch Transformers shows again. That'd be fun. They've been kind of bad, so Would I rather have Diamond and Pearl remakes, XY remakes, or Sword and Shield remakes? I'd say Diamond and Pearl, because X and Y still holds up. Like, I still love X and Y. I love going through Kalos and playing that occasionally. But, yeah, with Sword and Shield remakes, I don't think they need to be remade this soon. I think Sword and Shield are fine games. Controversial opinion incoming. I actually enjoyed Sword and Shield. The decks being cut, the Pokedex being cut, really didn't bother me all that much. It's to be expected. Not every Pokemon game is going to have every Pokemon. So, really didn't bother me too much. It is what it is. Favorite Autobot Michael Bay design? Ooh. See, I don't know, because there's a lot of like Michael Bay designs for Transformers that are just jagged metal with a random name and color. But I'd say Sideswipe. I think Sideswipe's design's pretty sweet. He's got like the roller skates, he's got like the blades on his hands. I'd say Sideswipe's design's awesome. I remember getting the original Sideswipe toy from Transformers 2 for Christmas when I was younger. A lot of my fondest childhood memories come from Christmases, I'll say. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like every Pokemon game introduces like newer Pokemon, but yeah, like regional forms. I don't know, some of them are very much hit or miss. Some of them are cool though. What will I do when I retire? Like retire from working indefinitely? So like, well, how old am I? Like 21, so what, like 40 something years from now? I don't know. Probably just, relax somewhere, watch whatever. What are my expectations for the Legacy Reimagined shorts? I'm expecting them to be very short, obviously. I'd imagine only like maybe 4 or 5 minutes at the most. I think they're going to be cool, though. I'm expecting them to do like alternate, like what if scenarios for Ninjago lore. So, like, what if Ninjago was animated in this style or that style? I think it'd be cool. I just want to figure out what happened to Crux and Achronix. I feel like they just kind of disintegrated into nothing. They just kept on being reversed and reversed until they were just nothing, or they went into the far future and we will see them again, maybe sooner. Favorite element in Ninjago? I've been kind of really appreciating the water element, especially with season 15 coming out. Yeah, water seems cool. Like, water's always been kind of my go-to element. It's been one of my favorite elements pretty much, like, not only in Ninjago but in other series that I watch. Water's cool. Otherwise, I'd have to say, Earth is cool because Cole's my favorite ninja, so obviously I'm a big fan of Earth. I don't know, all the elements in Ninjago are pretty cool, especially for the main ninja, except for Lloyd. I don't really know what Lloyd's is supposed to be at this point. Energy, green beams of power. Who knows? They kind of change that every season. I think Lloyd's used to be a lot more fleshed out and a lot more, like concrete as opposed to nowadays. Because like back in the day, Lloyd used to be able to tap into the four main elements, so like fire, lightning, earth, ice. And nowadays he has like some weird combination of all of them. That's just green energy, which of course is to be expected. But at the same time, it's just I don't know. It's just really weird. It's hard to determine what Lloyd's power is. If you say that his power is energy, people aren't going to know what you're talking about. But if you talk about like something like fire or lightning, those are a little bit more commonplace. You can definitely visualize those elements. If you ask the random person to visualize energy, they're not going to think of green beams of energy or whatever. They're not going to think of this green ball that Lloyd kind of manifests sometimes. Thoughts on Legends of Chima? I thought it was unique. I will say that. I think it's a very unique series for Lego. It kind of, harkens back to some older Lego themes that existed back in the day, like Fabuland, for example. I think that's the most that's the most famous example of like an animal themed Lego theme before Chima. Fabuland, if you guys know what that is. But no, I think Chima was it was unique, but in terms of like a replacement for Ninjago, no, we're not doing that. I don't think that Chima would have been a good replacement for Ninjago at all. Luckily for us, Ninjago came back, and Chima is no longer a thing. It kind of got canceled, I think, in 2015. It's been down the drain for like 6 years now. It's kind of crazy. But I feel like Lego keeps on trying to introduce like Ninjago successors or Ninjago-like themes to try to capture that same energy that Ninjago has. They've tried that with stuff like Chima, Nexo Knights. Most recently, I guess Monkey Kid can be considered some type of like spiritual successor to Ninjago, even though Monkey Kid's probably like the furthest thing away from Ninjago that we have. Um, but yeah, they failed with Chima. Nexo Knights really didn't do all that well. And Monkey Kid is going strong in terms of an animated series. I will say that. But in terms of the sets, I don't know where they're going to go from here. Crux and Chronix are the Vengestone buyers. If they are, that'd be cool. That would just tie it all together nicely. Today's your birthday? Well, happy birthday. I hope you have a good one. What were the sets from winter 2015? Like, which ones did I get for 2015 winter? So tournaments, I basically got the entire tournament line except for the Ninja DBX. Never ended up getting that set, and I think that's it. Otherwise, I think I got every other tournament set. I was talking about Subway earlier, and I have a notification for Subway on my phone. Weird. It's almost like we're being watched and listened to. What if Crux and Acronics are babies? That'd be adorable. little baby Crux. It's just so angry. What are my predictions for Spider-Man No Way Home? I don't know. I'm kind of expecting them to just play off of what they established at the end of the last movie. You know, Spider-Man's on the run, wrong, on the run. Everybody hates him. People want him brought to justice for murder. You know, whatever. I'm excited to see it. If they tie some Spider-Verse stuff in there, then cool. If not, then it's meh. All things considered, though, we probably are going to be getting Spider-Verse stuff in Spider-Man 3. I think they're just keeping it very much under wraps right now. Yeah, I'd say Baby Chronics and Crux would be awesome to introduce into the series. Imagine the ninja fight off the Vengestone buyer, and the Vengestone buyer is just in possession of like a Chronics and Crux, but like they're toddlers and they're trying to explain to him why they need Vengestone so badly. They're trying to explain why they need revenge on the ninja, and it's just little toddler Chronics and Crux. That'd be awesome. That'd be an interesting way to bring him back. I imagine people would be very upset though if that's the route that they went. Like imagine people have been like, petitioning for Crux and Chronics to return forever, and then we finally get them back, but they're babies. I know some folks will definitely not be pleased with that. I personally think it would be super funny. The baby boomer, yes, of course. Yeah, Crux is a boomer. That is very accurate. He hates technology. He's old. He doesn't understand it. I think that's the issue with a lot of elders in our world. They hate technology because they don't understand it. I don't hate the elderly. Let me make that very clear. I love old people. I've got grandparents, Thoughts on Thor: Love and Thunder? I don't know. Not looking forward to it as much as some other MCU projects that are coming up. Like even Falcon and Winter Soldier, like the more I see of it, like the more trailers that I see for it, it's weird. I feel less excited for it because I'm seeing more and more trailers and more commercials for it. In a weird way, it makes me less excited. I don't know why. Isle of Armor or Crown Tundra? In terms of which is the better DLC, I'd say Crown Tundra for sure. I enjoyed playing through that one more than I did Isle of Armor. I honestly don't think Sword and Shield are all that bad. Like I thought they were good games. Like I had fun with them. I see where some people have like problems with them. It did feel very handholdy and very much by the books, and of course the big Pokedex controversy. But honestly, I don't know. I didn't think that it was all that bad. I liked it. It's your birthday and you got the City Gardens. Well, happy birthday to you too. We got a couple of birthdays in the chat today. In terms of getting the City Gardens, awesome. Hope you enjoy it. It's a pretty good set. What was today's score? We gave it a 10. 10 out of 10. Will I watch the French version of Ninjago or wait until March 7th? In terms of whether or not I'm going to be watching the French version of season 14, rumored to be coming out sometime this weekend, I don't think so. If anything, I'm just going to like read up on what goes on and maybe do a couple of theories based on that. Otherwise, we really don't have to wait all that long until the English release. It's only like a week and a day afterwards, so I can wait to watch them and review them. I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm going to be real. Not sure what exactly I want to do just yet. Here, hold on 1 second, y'all. I'll be back in like 5 seconds. Alright, I've returned. I just needed to get up and shut my door because it was getting really loud out in the hallway. So, I just had to shut my door a little bit. I'm here. I'm back. I don't know if that was 5 seconds or not. I tried to be as quick as possible, but I ended up tripping over my fan. So, I'm back. I have a stub toe, and now there's no noise coming from the hallway. We're good. Yeah, I probably will spoil it for myself, honestly. I don't care about spoilers. You guys know that. I spoil a lot of stuff for myself before I watch it. I don't know. I don't know if I just don't want to be surprised or whatever, but I don't know. Is Waffle still attacking the Bionicle? No, Waffle's asleep on the chair behind me. There's just like I could hear a TV going super loud in the hallway, so I don't know if that's roomy or if that's someone downstairs. Yeah, I tripped over my fan. It's like in the middle of my room. Probably not a good placement for it, but you know, it does get quite hot in this room, so I do have a fan running most days, even during the winter. Favorite old elemental master? I like the Master of Ice. I think he's cool. I want to see more of what he's all about. I want to see some type of origin story for him because I want to figure out, you know, why he decided to give his powers to Zane, what exactly, you know, caused him to do that. What was his motivation? You know, besides just you know, oh, I'm getting old and I don't have any descendants. Let me pass on my power. Best set to buy for the price. Honestly, when you think about it, the City Gardens is actually a really good set to buy for the price. Like it has like a lot more pieces than what it's, you know, priced at. If you're basing it off of like the price per part ratio that a lot of people judge Ninjago sets or Lego sets based on, the City Gardens should be like a $500, $600 set, but it's not. So, but no, I think the Gardens has pretty good value. Otherwise, Ninjago in general has very fantastic value. You're pretty much getting a deal no matter what you do. What season is best to binge and what food will you eat while binging? In terms of Ninjago, I've binged I think season 4 the most out of all the seasons. I remember watching season 4 recently, like a couple of months ago, before we started these streams, and you know, it was fun. In terms of a snack, I don't know, I'd probably just get like pretzels or something. I don't know. Who knows? Anything's good for snacks, honestly. What elements do I want to see in a fusion dragon? I think it'd be cool if they could cross the main 6 elements of the ninja pretty much anyway. I think like fusing elemental powers is a really fascinating idea, and I feel like Lego should totally like capitalize on that, or like make more stuff centered around fusion and whatnot. We saw a little bit of that again with like various fusion dragons, but I would very much love to see like a combination between like Jay and Cole's elements, or you know like Kai and Zane, like opposites like that, like fire and ice being like a fusion dragon. That'd be awesome. It would be similar to you know, the fire and water fusion dragon, but I don't know. I just feel like fusing elements is a really intriguing topic that Lego kind of, you know, should totally jump on. If you could fuse the ninja themselves in some way, that could be cool. Like they fuse like Steven Universe style. That could be fun. I haven't seen a lot of Steven Universe, but I know that they fuse at some point, and I like that concept. I like that idea. I want to see that for the ninja. Yeah, I think we should totally see a new Water and Lightning Dragon as well. Like, make them a little bit more consistent, because right now Fusion Dragons, as they exist in Ninjago, are kind of all over the place. Worst villain? Um, Probably Iron Baron. He just sucks. I like his hat, though. His hat's cool. Have I watched a regular show? Yeah, I used to watch it back when I was younger. Not so much nowadays. I haven't gone back and revisited it as much, and I haven't seen the full series. I stopped watching like, I don't know, maybe like after season 4, I think. I don't know. Can't remember where I left off on. What's the best Ninjago set ever? In my opinion, it's still the movie Destiny's Bounty. Still a very solid design. The City Gardens creeps up very close to it, though, but has not been dethroned just yet. I thought long and hard about it, and I still think that the Bounty is better than the City Gardens. Just my own opinion. In a lot of ways, that very well could be an unpopular opinion. What would I rate season 7 overall out of 10? If I were to give Hands of Time like an overall rating out of 10, I'd say maybe a 6 or a 7. I think that's fair. It's a very average score. It's like a, you know, a C. Give it a letter grade, yeah, probably about a C. When season 14 comes out, where can you watch it? I imagine people will be uploading it onto YouTube pretty much immediately as it's available. So keep an eye out on YouTube. Like every so often, check and see if they're up or not. I imagine on YouTube it would be very prevalent here whenever it goes up. There were rumors that they were going to be, I guess, putting season 14 up on YouTube yesterday, but you know, I didn't see anything yesterday. What's the stream tomorrow? We're going to be talking about the Ninjago movie tomorrow. We're going to be doing a quick re-review of the movie, and then next week we will start season 8. So, do I think the island would make a better season or a special? Considering how it's rumored to be only 4 episodes, I think it would make for a better special, if we're being honest. We'll have to see. Because with March of the Oni, you know, it works as a movie and as a season, I'd say. I think it works better as a movie, though. and we'll have to sit and watch the island when it comes out and see what the deal is with that, whether or not it works better as a season or as a special. Favorite dragon? I was always a big fan of the original dragons that the ninja had, specifically Rocky and Shard. I liked Rocky because of his personality, and I kind of liked Shard because that was the only dragon of the original dragons that I had. I wanted like the lightning dragon and whatnot, but never ended up getting them, mainly because I didn't have any money. Now that I have a job of my own, I can actually afford to buy Ninjago. It's fun. Adulting has a lot of perks, but at the same time, it's very stressful. I will say. Where do Lloyd's powers come from? Lloyd's powers come from a mix between like pretty much every elemental essence in Ninjago. I'd say they primarily come from the first Spinjitzu Master. I think that's like a direct like transition of power because he obviously didn't get his powers from Garmadon. I'd say if anything, he got his powers from the first Spinjitzu Master, while also being in tune with other elemental powers and other essences across Ninjago. So Lloyd is kind of an interesting case among the elemental masters. It's not like a direct bloodline or like a direct descendant. It's more like, you know, it's more just like, hey, I got my powers from my grandpa, and that's about it. Yeah, $50. Which set should you buy? Um, if you have $50 now, I'd recommend waiting and picking up the Keeper's Village. That seems to be a really solid Season 14 set. Still don't have my hands on those, but we only got a few more days until those are actually released. So I forget that February only has like 28 days. So realistically, the Season 14 sets are only like, what, 3-4 days away? So yeah, I can totally wait for that. I'm not going to be that guy that goes on eBay and buys the sets early or anything for like double the price. I don't, no, I don't need them right now or anything like that. I can wait. Which bounty do I think is the best? Definitely the movie bounty. So yeah, Season 14 set's coming out in a couple days. Season 14 allegedly comes out this weekend in French and next week in English. So yeah, we will see what's up with that. The quad bike, yeah, the quad bike's cool. I'm probably not going to bother getting that one though. I'm not going to pay for it. I'd rather fight Snake Skeletons, Mob Boss, Jin, gang members, John Twins, Video Game Boss, Ice Emperor, and the Skull Sorcerer, plus a lightning-wielding Islander, than what my job is now. What is your job, if you don't mind me asking? I can't remember if I had asked before or not. Is the Overlord related to the first Spinjitzu Master? No, I wouldn't say like they're not related in terms of like blood or anything like that, but they are related in terms of like a connection. They are like the stereotypical like light and dark side, It's just that they're not related in terms of family, but they do have a connection just because of their sides. It's the light versus the dark, as normal. Am I interested at all in the water snakes? I think it's a unique topic for snakes. You know, it's like better than any of the other snakes that we'd seen, but at the same time, it's still snakes. I will say I like their colors though, like the black, the blue, and the gold. Very good color scheme. I very much love those colors a lot. That color combination, beautiful. Otherwise, I just wish they weren't snakes, man. Work with dogs, cool. No, it sounds like it could be fun, but judging from what you said, it's probably not all that fun, eh? They're eels. That's been a rumor right now. They use the same pieces as like some of the Pyro Vipers from Asphira's army, but yeah, I've heard some people say that they are like electric eels or whatever. If they are eels, then totally, yeah, cool but stressful. Fair enough. Yeah, I've been stressed out at jobs before, so I understand. I've never worked with animals though. Like I can't really say that. How's the cat's favorite ninja video coming along? It's been going. There's just been other stuff that I want to cover first. The cat's favorite ninja video. It's probably not going to take very long to do because we can just get them all in a line and then just have them pick which ninja they want. There was another stray cat outside my house last night, so we got two of them out there now. Except this one doesn't look so good. They sell pets at Ace Hardware. Yeah, I was there yesterday, dropping off a package, and yeah, we looked at some of the pets, and they were cute. It was, cute little rats and stuff. I wanted to take one home, but yeah, the three cats and a rat, not a good combination. Definitely not. But yeah, another stray cat outside our house. Yeah, Darren's doing okay. We decided to we decided to rename Darren to Taiga from Toradora because we just assumed that Darren was female. So Darren is not going to be the name for the cat anymore. We're going to call her Taiga now. And yeah, she's been doing okay. She's been keeping her distance, but still like coming up and eating food. It's hard to we want to like get her into like a cat carrier and actually bring her somewhere, but it's difficult. Like she keeps on running away and stuff, and no one's really responded to my posts, and I've had some of my relatives post stuff about the cat too, and nobody's claimed it. But yeah, it's been doing okay. It's been still kicking. It's been really warm around here too, so it's probably good. Still lives in the garage. But yeah, she's been eating. She's been hanging out. She's very social. Like she comes up and she lets us like pet her and stuff. So that's fun. We just can't like pick her up or put her in a carrier. It's just been difficult in that regard. But yeah, there's been a new cat. Saw a new cat last night creeping around, and yeah, this cat does not look good at all. Um, a lot of injuries on this thing, but again, it's quick, runs away. We can't really catch it and put it into like a carrier and have it be checked out. This one seems like a little more stray and feral opposed to Taiga or Darren, Taiga/Darren. Um, but yeah, that's basically the update with the stray kitties. Otherwise, our three cats in the apartment are doing good. Yeah, I hope the cats actually find somewhere to go to. Like, I feel bad for them. Like, stray cats, yeah. Yeah, we have food out, and we think it's been eating some of the food that we've kept out for the other stray cat. So we think that they're both eating out of the same bowl, which makes us think that they actually know each other in some regard, because they both live in the backyard. But yeah, it's just I got a good look at the other stray cat last night, and it's like, ugh, doesn't look good. Are my cats interested in these cats? They kind of sit on either sides of the door, like Tyga, for example, the little stray kitty. She will come up and sit on one side of the door and eat some food in a bowl that we have for her, and then our cats will kind of sit on the inside of the apartment and kind of sit on the other side of the door, and kind of they can sense each other. But that's basically as big of an interaction as they've had. Yeah, let's move on from the stray cats talk. It's quite depressing. But yeah, bottom line, they're doing fine. We're trying to help them best we can. Opinions on Lloyd's chopper bike. I think it's cool. I like how there's multiple of them in the show. Not my favorite. Not my favorite bike ever. I think large, oversized bikes are kind of getting stale in Ninjago, but at least this one's somewhat different. Weakest ninja. Right now, I'd say probably Nia, but that's probably going to change when season 15 comes out. I think her powers are going to get a big boost in, power, and she's going to become very strong. I think it's going to be cool. I'm excited for season 15. Favorite side character, Skylar, for sure. Otherwise, Cyrus Borg is cool. Thoughts on Wu x Faith? That's a ship, right? Yeah, like Teen Wu and Faith being shipped together. Yeah, I could see that. Not so much now that Wu's like back to being old. I don't really think that ship works anymore now. But Teen Wu and Faith, yeah, totally. um, Favorite Cole moment. Cole's had a lot of really cool moments, but I think some of my favorites actually come from Master of the Mountain. Like I love the battle between him and the Skull Sorcerer. That's such a cool fight. That's one of the best battles that we've seen in recent Ninjago. It is so crisp, so clean. I really love that battle. I'd say in recent memory that one's probably one of my favorite Cole moments. Otherwise, you gotta love how he's just begging for cake all the time. We actually ended up making cake the other night, and it was so good. Finally. Yeah, Skylar's cool. Um, do I wish Wu would die at some point? I don't wish Wu dead, but I do think him like being dead in the series or dying in the series. I think that's something that we will see before Ninjago ends. WandaVision episode 8 is going to be great. I hope so. That comes out like at 2 a.m. later tonight. I'm looking forward to that, but I just hope it's good because the last couple of episodes have not been. With only a few minutes left in the stream, why don't we turn it over to rapid fire questions? Anything that I can answer in just a quick sentence or two. Didn't realize how late it was in the stream, but yeah, we only have a few minutes left. So let's go ahead and get some rapid questions. Coco or Misako? I don't know. I like Coco a little more. I think Coco's cool. I got Cake working on the man bun. You're 2/3 of the way from becoming Cole. Just have to bench press a car. As soon as I do that, I will be Cole. I'm working on it. We're getting strong. Right, WandaVision episodes. I'm probably going to be doing like a series review after WandaVision is all wrapped up, and I'll probably go through each episode and give it a score, just super quick. I've just not been reviewing the episodes like week by week. I'm probably just going to do like a big series review when it all wraps up. Dareth versus Fugitive, who would win? Probably Fugitive. I think he would absolutely wreck Dareth. Absolutely. How much does Skybound J sell for? It shouldn't be that much. I haven't really looked at the price for Skybound J. I'd imagine the version with the eye patch would sell a little more because that's a rarer figure. Otherwise, I don't think it should sell for that much. You'll just have to check on Bricklink. French fries or potato chips? Got to go with fries. I like fries. There are good fries and there are bad fries, but overall, French fries are good. I like fries. Do I think they should remake all the original dragons? Yeah, totally. I recently did a video talking about how I think they should do just that because the Legacy Fire Dragon looks beastly. Like the new one that they're coming out with for the summer looks awesome. So yeah, they should totally remake the other three dragons as, legacy sets. That'd be awesome. What is the rarest figure? One of the rarest figures that I have in my collection is Nero, Master of the Mind. That one goes for a fair bit. Basically anything from like a polybag or like a Bricktober pack, those go for a fair bit. What would they do for Rocky's head mold? I think they should just like do like the Golden Dragon head mold because when you look at the new Fire Dragon, I think it's very similar to like the Fire Dragon Junior set. It almost looks like the head molds of the same piece, so they could totally just remake the Golden Dragon head for Rocky. Just my thoughts. Otherwise, if it's bigger, then they could just redo one, I guess. I don't know. Dareth versus Overlord, who would win? Is that even a question that I need to answer? Obviously, the Overlord. Dareth really doesn't stand much of a chance. Do I want a Cole cake set? I think it'd be cool if they made like a Lego cake and then have Cole like sitting on top of it. That could be fun. Thoughts on Green Flame? Ooh, very controversial. Very controversial ship, but controversial opinion incoming. I don't think it's all that bad. I think Kai and Lloyd work better as brothers, but I could totally see them together. I know some people get really mad at Green Flame. I don't know. I don't think shipping needs to be like an all-out war. Opinions on the Nia relationship with Pixel? I think they're good friends. It's very much like a passing of the torch scenario, It's kind of how I feel about Kai and Lloyd too, but I don't know. I don't hate Green Flame. I'll just leave it at that. Is Dawn best Pokemon girl? Yeah, Dawn and Cynthia. Like Gen 4, I like a lot of the trainers from Gen 4. Pizza or ice cream, gotta go with pizza. Can't really go wrong with pizza, eh? Thoughts on Samurai X? I like the new one. I like Pixel Samurai X a lot more than Nia Samurai X. I think Pixel does a better job in the role than Nia did. Zane is in his 40s. Yeah, he's old. He's probably older because he's been sitting in the Never Realm for a while. He's probably super old. Let's answer one more question before we wrap things up here. I'm gonna take a sip of my Gatorade in the meantime. Good stuffs. But yeah, let's get one more question in the chat. Yeah, I kind of want to talk about that, like the golden weapons. Okay. The question is, did the golden weapons lose their powers after season 10, and is that why the ninja don't use them anymore? So the golden weapons, from what I can tell, yeah, they were drained of their power after March of the Oni wrapped up. You can kind of see them whittling away or kind of diminishing. So I imagine that's their power kind of fading away. I don't think the golden weapons have power anymore because I think the golden weapons have just been, reformatted, changed into something else. They've been transformed too many times. What I personally think happened with the golden weapons is I think that the ninjas still use them, but the metal got melted down and is now used on the ninjas' primary weapons that we see starting with season 11. Some of the season 11 ninja weapons have some of this like gold tint to it. So in my head canon, basically not confirmed at all, the ninja basically melted down the weapons and used them as metal for their new weapons. So kind of making like a non-powered up sword for Kai, for example, but it has hints of the Sword of Fire in it. I imagine that's what happened to them. But yeah, they don't have power anymore. Even if they weren't, reforged, they still don't have power from what I can figure out. So that'll pretty much wrap it up for the stream today. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and put some hugs in the chat. Some of y'all have already kicked that off. Thank you very much. I will put 5 hugs in there. How about that? 5 hugs. But yeah, this is our streaming schedule. We stream Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time, with an episode review and a Q&A. We will be updating this day by day. If there's ever a day where I can't stream, I will let you guys know via my community tab. So that'll pretty much wrap it up for the stream today, you guys. We've concluded Hands of Time. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the Ninjago movie, so be sure to come back same time if you want to hear my thoughts on that. We're going to be here same time tomorrow talking about the Ninjago movie. Otherwise, there are going to be a couple more videos coming out on the channel today, so stay tuned for those as well. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Thanks a lot for being a fantastic audience. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in. And you guys are all awesome. Look at all the hugs in the chat. It's beautiful. Yeah, guys, thanks a lot for checking out the stream. I'm going to go ahead and get back to making some more videos, and I will catch you guys in the next stream. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.